3. Hey, how's it going, Tony? We had a kick-ass Strongman Saturday today. How are you doing?
Yes, we did. I feel really fucking good. I got some good work in on the sandbags today. Got, almost 250 up, but I got 200 for 2 reps in under 30 seconds, which is a PR. And then we did some yoke carries.
Nice,
and
some yoke.
Ended up with some Atlas stones. And I hit a PR today, 285 for a single. I never got that up onto the platform before, so fourth time doing the stone, so I'm pretty happy where I'm at.
Yeah, and also that's really awesome that you got it, because I remember like about 2 months ago, you couldn't budge off the floor. Then a month after that, you picked it up, got all the way up to your lap, you stood up with it, but couldn't finish it.
Yeah.
And also for today, for one of those Atlas stones right here, where we got a few good people standing, you were able to finish it. So tell me, what was going on in your mind as you were finishing, and how did you finish off that lift?
Well, my mind was, because it's been getting closer and closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, I got it. It's just my mental. It's like I just got to get over that mental break, which, Strongman Saturdays definitely helped me, with all the other exercises, bring into this to just come in and fight. And I'm just gonna get this. So I got under there, and I'm just gonna get it. And I literally just brought everything I had and just swung up, made sure everything you taught me, brace, push, real tight, and just bring it up. And then I held it as hard as I could and got it up.
That's good. It's just like really like a tight chest squeeze from the beginning as you pick up, and then once you get to the front squat position, you actually recoiled and you reset with your arms again, big breath, and you stood all the way up. And I think what you did right this time, you hug it towards your stomach really tight, like you're trying to like hold on to that Atlas stone, and you're bear hugging it for dear life as you're squeezing your core.
And coming every week, my form's been getting better and better, and that's definitely a big part of that,
Well, absolutely.
So I feel like, the more I come, the better my skills get. So,
absolutely. And I think like with you, like doing some form of Olympic training, I was telling you about it, and it seemed like it's definitely paying off, especially for your first competition last week, and also especially with your Atlas Stone PR today. It really helped with your hip drive, your leg drive, and your hip drive to help you finish that full extension on the Atlas Stone. And you got up there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really good stuff.
The Olympic lifts, and as I've been getting better at the Olympic lifts each week, I've been getting better at all this stuff. It's crazy how it transfers over.
Absolutely.
I'm curious to get on the log clean and press too one day to kind of feel how that's going to transfer over. But
it's going to be pretty similar with the extension, but it can go pretty well on everything.
Yeah. And
also, you just reminded me. Like the sport of strongman, it fits like all backgrounds. It also fits like all training backgrounds. Like if you got like a powerlifting background, it can help with the static strength portion for strongman. But if you also did some Olympic training, it can also like help with like your explosiveness towards that sport. And also with like bodybuilding, it helps with like developing enough muscle mass just for you to protect your joints and maneuver enough weight. But it's really like a combination of like all like powerlifting, strength training, along with athleticism that can help you get along with the sport. Sure.
Ever since I started strongman, because I was like starting to get stagnant in my static lifts, I started doing strongman. Now everything's jumping up.
Yes.
It's crazy how it transfers over, and it's just your training capacity just improves, because here it's like you kill yourself on the first exercise, you got 3 more to go. You got 3 more events, so it really trains you. Now when you go back into the gym on Monday, you do a regular bench press day or a squat day, it's almost a breeze.
Oh yeah, and also like it really teaches you how to be like a better chess player instead of a meathead. And that's how I look at strongman. So it teaches you how to be like a smart strength athlete in a way. Like you can use all your energy towards one event all you want, but the question would be, would you have enough energy that can carry over to the next coming events?
Yeah, that's right.
And also with that being said, I remember when I first talked to you about 6 or 7 months ago, when I first met you at the gym, and you were checking out Strongman Saturday, and you're first getting serious about it. So as you were watching us do Strongman Saturday for the first time, and before meeting me for the first time, what was going on in your mind?
So obviously I just wanted to watch and learn, see what the guys were doing. I was always very careful in not doing too much right away as far as hurting yourself. And just wanted to watch, make sure, ask questions how everyone, did what they were doing. And as everyone was competing in these events, I was starting to fall in love with it. I was like, this is something, just as a community thing, pushing each other. Obviously, it's somewhat intimidating. I mean, these are guys pushing really heavy weights. I mean, all the weights you barely lift with in the gym, like all you power lifters, people are walking with it,
Oh, yeah.
So, or running with it in some instances. So I definitely actually liked that. I liked that I just wasn't stuck in the 3 same lifts anymore. I was like, this is something that I'm good at because I'm not more naturally athletic. So I felt like it would be transfer over better.
And also, you just reminded me like why I came up to you, or even brought up to you. Like you looked a lot more athletic, even though you looked strong.
Yeah.
I mean, well, here's the thing with strongman. There's 2 different types of strongman: the static monsters, or static strongman, and the athletic strongman. You're definitely one of the athletic strongman. I knew you'll do great in the athletic part of strongman. And you've been succeeding. You've been getting better and better.
Better and better.
A lot quicker, stronger grip, stronger back.
Yeah. One thing I've learned,
explosive.
not coming, I usually get weaker. And then when I find good grooves, or I'm coming week after week after week, PRs just keep happening. So, that is the most thing I can say is just stick with it, keep practicing, and you'll get better and hit PRs. And before you know it, like I just did the last weekend, first ever comp. It was novice. I went into under 230 novice and took first. And it was a big thing for me. You know what I mean? It's the first step in strongman. It's novice, but at the same time, that's a big step for all the strong guys in the gym. I'm gonna go to strongman. I'm a novice. I'm gonna pick on other novices.
Oh, it's a big step for everyone, and also a lot of people could not do is take first in their first actual competition.
Yeah.
So let's take it back, rewind a little bit, and what was going on in your mind towards the beginning of the competition, and we'll go from there.
So this competition that just passed?
Yeah.
Because I was at the ones that you went into in November, watching, where I didn't compete. And a lot was going on in my mind there. I was like, I'm definitely missing out. But this competition that was finally in, the most I was worried about is, I'm going to play my diet right? Am I playing how I conserve energy? Just trying the mental aspect of it. I mean, this one was particularly different because you had to pick your weight, and it was time. Like if you had a certain distance with one weight, it was times 1. This was times 1.2 or whatever. So you had to have like math, or should I just pick up the light one and just run back and forth forever?
Yeah.
Or do I pick the heavy one up? So
it's all about playing chess. It's like strategizing.
Playing chess, strategy. So definitely learned a little bit there, because my first event I got third, and I was a little bit in the hole because I went to heavier weight, walked with it when the other 3 guys in my weight class grabbed the one with 100 and just sprinted back and forth forever. And
exactly.
So I played that one wrong. But as the events were going, where it was like we were all having to deal with the same weight, then I won 4 straight events.
And also I feel like you kept your calm, you kept your cool, you kept with that narrow lasered focus, and I think that's what really helped you do well towards the very end.
Yeah.
Especially during like the pole push.
Yeah.
The Scottish wrestling, that's what I call it.
Scottish
wrestling. And also I just want to make a big point. Strongman is basically like chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's all about like strategizing, like not conserving all your energy from the beginning, but conserve all your energy towards the end. And I think that's exactly what you've done towards the very end. And that's how you won your first comp.
It was,
Especially at your first time competing in Strongman.
Yeah, first time, man. I had an absolute blast. It was one of the most great times I've had. I mean, especially in a gym setting. It was the best. I'm going to try and play my cards right and pick the right events to go to. But I do also want to be like, oh, there's a comp here. I'm just going to play. I'm just going to go in it. The next comp, I want to just go in that, But obviously now we're dealing with weight classes. Got to make sure I make weight for certain things or certain lifts that I'm stronger at, weaker at, where you have to play like, all right, this is a good comp for me. And, I have big aspirations. Like I want to qualify for nationals and, qualify from, even to a higher setting from there. I mean, this is talking sometime down the road, but
absolutely.
But I don't know. I like to set my expectations high. So at least if you hit 75%, you're still doing really good, So.
For sure. And also, like, based on like what you've talked about, for the past 10 minutes, believe it or not, you've pretty much already explained like why you like strongman. Like it helps with your overall explosiveness, athleticism. It makes you like a better thinker and how you strategize for strongman.
It converts to real life, obviously in strength, real life strength. You know, they gotta move a refrigerator, you gotta move a couch. You know how to move, you know, weird objects in safe ways and strong ways.
Absolutely.
And then yes, obviously mental, between chess and then also mental barriers.
It can help. It can help with like a lot of people's health too.
Mentally stronger health. Obviously, because of the little bit of running you do, you know what I mean. You're moving. It helps with, you know, just so much more of your cardio. You know, your cardio health, your heart, all that stuff, man. It's been, and like I said, and then also from the competitive side of it, like in powerlifting, there's 3 lifts. You know, if you get one guy who's a deadlift specialist with the really long arms, it's like he can just clean up the whole event. He's one strong lift. But in in strongman, you can't do that. There's hundreds of events that they manipulate, and you don't know what the events are going to be until you sign up for the comp and see what they are. And it's one guy good at one thing ain't going to win you. You know, you got to win.
Exactly.
If you win one event and lose all the other, you're not placing.
Yeah, and also it's better to not win all the events and win the very last one, just to win the whole competition.
Yeah.
So since we already like went down to the why, we already talked about your experience with that competition, especially the pole vault. So let's go ahead and talk about what is it that you like about strongman as far as the community, and that'll be pretty much.
Well, I love that because at first,
when you
first step into it, you don't know. There's a lot of guys. Everyone's very strong, and you know, are they gonna accept me into this community? And then, I mean, it was like immediately right in there. As soon as I touched an implement, guys were cheering me and getting like right on me, right on my face, like, "Let's go, you got this!" Like, really felt that it was genuinely wanting me to do well. You know?
Exactly. Like we talk smack, but we also like want what's best for you and be better for you.
Well, push
and of course there's opponents, but we also got opponents cheering for you just to make sure you finish. And that's
push your brother, you know, and your brother does it. That means you want to do it, so it pushes you. You know what I mean? You're helping him to help you.
It's like a brotherhood. It's like I call it a strength fraternity.
Yep, exactly. That's right.
So so that's really awesome. And also, let's do 2 more questions. So we've already talked about the what and the why with strongman. Let me ask you about this one last event during your first strongman comp. What was going on in your head during the Scottish wrestling, and also what was going on in your mind after you won it?
So this was the press,
the Scottish wrestling or the pole push.
So the pole push, yeah. Well, I mean, at first I was like, you know, as I was looking at the other competitors, I was more the ones in shape built for that kind of thing. So I was pretty confident that I was going to do well in that competition. You know, from my football setting to just I had the bigger legs. Like it just felt like things were going to transfer over. Yeah. And then so I did have an idea that I was going to do pretty well. I mean, a lot of guys were battling for 30, 20 seconds. You know, mine I was finishing in 5 to 7 seconds. You know, and I went twice.
And it's also you came up with a good strategy too, just not like overthinking it, but not go berserk, but really like hold your ground.
Yeah. Well, that was coming into it, and then obviously I talked to you, and now the next thing was, okay, how am I going to approach this? How's the form? And you told me, you know, make sure you get, you pack your lats, make sure you get them engaged, get load, and just drive right from the beginning, and that's what I did.
Exactly.
You know, because I wasn't experiencing it at all, but.
Well, hey, you did well, brother. Yeah. And also, just like you said, brotherhood. Like me, like walking you through that last event called the pole push. That's the exact name for that event, but I call it Scottish wrestling. Well, I just basically just walking through it just because I wanted you to do well. Even though I call myself a strongman coach, there'll be like a lot of other strongman competitors who you never even met will sometimes help you too. Yeah. And that's what's really awesome. Yeah. And basically, my whole point of this YouTube channel is to grow the sport of strongman nationwide. Even though the sport of strongman's already big, like from top to bottom, but I want to make it like big from bottom to top. Yeah. If you know what I mean, make it like nationally known, like. Absolutely. And
the sport that deserves
and also like it's it may seem impossible, but never say never. Part of my YouTube, part of my main goal for this YouTube channel is to grow the sport of strongman and make it as popular as the NFL, NBA, or even like make it as part of the Olympic sport.
The ultimate test of strength and ability, mental, chess, everything. So it's the ultimate sport. It takes just as much.
It
should be better than power. It should be more popular than powerlifting. I should tell you that.
I would say more popular than powerlifting, even though a lot of powerlifters work hard.
Yeah.
I feel like powerlifting could be an Olympic sport because there's a lot of people who are not as athletic who wants to like try out for that sport, and also we got like the Paralympics who wants to try out powerlifting too. So I think powerlifting should be in like the real Olympic sport. Same thing with strongman, and so forth. But that's just my opinion. And also like moving forward. Last two questions. Where would you like to see strongman in the next 5, 10, or 20 years?
Well, I would like to see strongman from just the overall perspective. I mean, obviously when like the Eddie Halls and Thor and those guys, they get national recognition on TV. They're like the highest of the high. You'll see it televised, on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean it's popular in Europe, but it's not popular in America. That's what we're trying to make it here.
Definitely like, even the smaller corporations start streaming, start getting it more mainstream. Where the ultimate finals, because you only see the super heavyweights. We'll start seeing maybe the middleweight classes, the lightweight classes,
and also strong women compete.
Strong women, all of it. And we've seen some pretty insane lifts from all levels. And I feel like they should get the recognition too.
I think so too, man.
I mean, obviously people want to pay to see in like completely mind-blowing weights being lifted. But powerlifting gets their own streaming channels, where you can watch all the weight classes, and you don't really get that for like, for strongman events,
Yeah.
Local powerlifters, lifting events, they stream, people will watch. So just want to see it grow, at least from a mainstream perspective. Because once it does that, where everyday people want to start doing it, when they start seeing it, then you'll start seeing maybe the actual, the strongman finals, championships, whatever you would call them, move into regular, just the first ESPN, the main stage, or CBS, that kind of thing, like the Super Bowl.
Exactly. I agree, and also like sooner or later it will get really big, like both nationally and internationally, but not just like not just in Europe.
Yeah.
And also just to wrap things up a little bit, running out of time here. So last question. How did you get the name Philly?
Bulldog Dylan gave it to me. He told him I was from Philly, and that just stuck. He was like, all right, you're Philly. And I was like, all right. I mean, I'm from Philadelphia. I moved to Texas almost 3 years ago. And, obviously Texas has got a lot of strong boys here, man.
Oh, yeah.
People eat that steak. So I try and use my Philly attitude, to combine now to learn from the Texas strength, kind of mix it, and so now I'm Philly.
You know what? I think that's a good mix for sure. Yeah. And also sooner or later, we gotta get your brother to come here.
Hell yeah!
Have Philly and Jersey compete against each other.
Yep, I know.
Tell him to get his ass here.
I will tell him. Yeah, he's to come back, get his
Yeah, we need some more Jersey
really
and Philly attitudes here, especially with a Texas strength.
Yep.
And also, you probably know everything is big in Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas, baby.
Amen.
Yep.
Well, anyway, I gotta wrap this up. Thank you so much for this interview. It's been great, and hopefully the sport of strongman will continue from the bottom up.
Absolutely.
And just go from there.
Up from here.
Oh yeah, starting from the bottom to the top. Your buddy.